All right, welcome back, guys. So we covered a little bit of an introduction into the close guard position, and now I'm going to show you guys some attacks that we can do from this position. Okay, so starting inside the close guard here. All right, now we're going to go through the basic close guard armbar, right, which is a great starting point of attacking, and then from there you can use it to chain all sorts of different attacks and other submissions. Okay, so as I mentioned in the introduction video, right, I'm going to look at my partner's arms and what they're doing before I decide what sort of attacks I'm going for. Okay, if her arms are straight like this, then this is not the time to go for this attack. All right, I'm going to go for this when my partner's arms are a little bit more bent like this. Okay, now the first thing that I'm going to start with is getting my partner's elbow across or to the center line or across. Okay, so what people talk about the center line a lot, but what it is essentially is if you imagine a line between your nose and your belly button and you draw it right down the middle, right, that's your center line. So what you need to do is to bring her elbow to that line or past it, right? I usually like to start with a 2-on-1 grip, one on the wrist and one on the elbow here. Just a little bit above the elbow, almost on like the bottom of the tricep here, okay? It doesn't really matter which way you go, right? As long as you use both your arms to fight one of her arms, okay? So I can have the cross-side arm on the wrist and the same side arm on the tricep, or I can do it in reverse where the same side arm is on the wrist and the cross side is on the elbow, like this, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull across until the elbow is kind of where my belly button is here, right? Now once I get it to the center line, I need to prevent the elbow from coming back, okay? So on that side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step on her hip, right, and pinch with my thigh, okay? To just put a wedge there so it's hard for her to bring her elbow back, okay? Now, from here, what I want to do is I want to cut an angle to the side where her hand is already pointing, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one hand to control her posture and bring it down, right? So whichever hand that holding the elbow, I'm going to leave it there, okay? And then my other hand is going to go cross-side and grab a cross-collar grip here. Now, with this grip, right, I can keep her posture down, but also what I can do is I can drag her collar across. At the same time, I'm pulling her elbow in the opposite direction like this. That makes it really hard for her to pull her elbow away, okay? So, and that'll help me cut my angle too, right? So I pull the collar across and I pull the elbow the other way like this. Now my other leg, my remaining leg can come up, right? I turn my knee outwards and the inside of my thigh facing towards my head, I bring it up and I clamp down on her shoulder like this, all right? Now I have my partner in a really vulnerable position, and to finish my armbar, all I have to do is take my foot off the hip, swing it around and over her head like this. I'm going to flex my feet, curl my hamstrings, and then both my hands are going to go to my partner's wrist here, right? Now, one key mistake that people do here, right, is they'll pull straight down into their chest, okay? If you pull straight down to your chest and your partner's flexible, you have no more room left to go, okay? So I always break it over one of my hips, okay? One side of my hips. It can be either side. You just have to line up the thumb opposing your fulcrum, okay? So I usually go to the inside hip here. So I turn the thumb, right, where it's pointing kind of 45, kind of to the side here. And I go both hands and then I pull and push down to the side here for armbar, okay? So let's do that one more time. I'm gonna make a 2-on-1 grip, one on the wrist, one on the elbow here, okay? I'm going to pull and push until the elbow goes to the center line. I'm going to step on the hip and block the arm and elbow from coming back. And then I'm going to use the cross-side arm to hold her elbow in place here. That way, I have this hand free to start controlling her posture. I'm gonna grab a cross collar grip, and from here, I'm gonna cross my arms and pull, like so. And then my remaining leg comes up, okay, and then clamp over the back of her shoulders here. Now I throw my leg over, pinch my thighs together, flex my feet, engage my hamstrings, line up the thumb against the fulcrum, and then lift my hips a little bit and apply the submission, okay? No-gi version, right? I'm going to, same thing, hand on the wrist, hand on the tricep, right? Make a 2-on-1 grip. Either way, bring the elbow to the center line, hold it there, step on the hip and block, okay? Now, you won't have a collar to grab, but you can grab and control the posture like so, okay? You can control like this and pull across, or you can go to the side on this side here and do the same thing. You can pull the posture down and push across here, right? Again, making that X motion, right? From here, same thing, lift up your leg, clamp, throw the leg over, flex your feet, hamstring curl, and apply the submission. One last thing, from this position, a common mistake I see is people will cross their ankles like this. See how when you cross your ankles like this, the hole in the middle is bigger and my knees also point outwards. This makes it easier for your partner to start stacking you and then throwing your legs over your head like so. Okay, so one thing I always like to tell people is to keep your thighs squeezed, but don't cross your ankles, and then flex your feet here, engage your hamstring, right? From this position, this is a much better finishing position for the armbar, okay? So don't cross your ankles, leave them uncrossed, squeeze your thighs together, and hamstring curl here. Applying the submission.